We in these streets.
Woo! We back. We back. This show is going to be epic. But before we get started, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest grades what's going on in the sport of boxing. Fuck it, you niggas know what to do. Anyway, you know, there's two topics I got to get to. You already know.
Yeah.
We at 3 Kings Box. We don't believe in being biased, but goddamn, I might be a tad bit biased today, right? Helping joining me to go through all this bullshit, the man that makes everything happen. What up, Prodigy? What's going on?
Good, man. Got to get some cats on later on the show. Good discussion, but you know, motherfuckers, they get to talking, they get emotional about their favorite fighters, then they start saying shit that pisses 2K off. Now I got to get you on a live show, bro. Started off good, then they went into this and that and the third, and now I got to get your dumb ass on a live show, bro. Stupid, man.
Hey, them niggas heart was beating like the heartbeat on the show. You talking about my fighter? Boom, boom, boom.
The funny thing is, and I'm gonna tell you guys when we get to that point, they're talking about apples. I'm talking about oranges. That's the funny part. See, motherfuckers don't pay attention to what's being said and understand the concept. There's one thing that they're right about, but after that, their supporting statements after the one thing that they're right about has nothing to do with what I've been talking about. But we'll get it.
More like grapes and watermelon to me. But I did, man. Motherfuckers gonna learn today, man. All right, let's kick this off, baby. Oh. Now you guys know that Cuba allowed their fight, start allowing boxers to become professional athletes. This way they can get paid. Now, if you guys been following 3 Kings, 3 very prominent Olympic gold medalists made their professional debut in Mexico. Ron Iglesias, Arlen Lopez, Julio Cesar La Cruz. I don't gotta look that shit up. Yes, motherfucker. This one finna be a little biased, nigga.
Bo's half Cuban. Disclaimer: Bo is half Cuban.
It might be a small bit in my family. Then, of course, Andy Cruz, we found out, has also decided to turn pro. He was, it's funny, man, 2K was talking about that. Cruz was supposed to be part of that Mexican card, but something happened and he wound up missing it, whatever. But we all know now I think he's in Mexico right now waiting to come over to the U.S. I just talked to a couple cats who got text message for the show came on saying they can't wait for him to sign up. You better believe he's going to be down there in Miami with Pedro Diaz, Ismael motherfucking Salas down there in the gym with Rigo, Edeslandi Lara. Don't be hanging out with Sullivan Beretta. The nigga don't win.
He down there with your Dennis Ugas as well, man. But it would have been good if he would have been a part of that Cuba/Mexican card that happened on May 20th, because that would have segued him into being one of the guys to look out for, kind of like David Morrell at 168. That would have segued him to being one of the guys to look out for at lightweight, junior lightweight, whatever he decides to go pro at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But the Cubans are coming. Now, understand something, right? It's a little bit more than just the Cuban school. You're talking about guys who right now, like we talking about David Morrell. David Morrell was not considered the best fighter in Cuba. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Arlen Lopez used to fuck this nigga up. That's why he could never win the Cuban national championship, right? So now we have an opportunity for the best fighters from Cuba to now be in boxing.
I want to explore that a little bit more to give the people the context of what we're talking about. Typically, man, you look at Luis Ortiz, right? This motherfucker was a boogeyman at heavyweight, but he was always getting his ass whooped by like Adlanir Solis and other guys that were top Cubans, right?
Yes, he was.
The Olympic team. You got Sullivan Beretta, right? Who at one time, I remember cats were saying that Andre Ward was going to lose to him. Remember when he fought Ward prior to getting that Sergey Kovalev? I think he fought Beretta and then he fought Alexander Brand.
Yes, he did.
And then he fought Sergey Kovalev. So, there was at a time there was people saying that Andre Ward was not going to beat Sullivan Beretta. He was too big for him. That's how much people were looked at, or at least Sullivan Beretta was looked at as a tough fighter in the division. But he couldn't get past cats in the amateur ranks over in Cuba. You got your Yoniel Dorticos, man. This is a 2-time cruiserweight champion, bro. But he could get past motherfuckers in Cuba that aren't pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but this means with Cuba lifting that pro ban, and these fighters leaving Cuba and starting in Mexico, kind of like Devin Haney did when he started. It means that the best fighters from Cuba are coming, not these hand-me-down niggas that defected. No, these are the best.
That's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't these fucking hand-me-down niggas, man. It's the best Cuban fighters turning pro, bro. I think some more ducking is gonna happen, bro. Real talk.
Oh, nigga. Oh, I'm for sure it's gonna happen. Now, the one thing that they have working against them, because I think everybody, with the exception of Andy Cruz, age ranges from like I think 31 to 33. I think Ronnie Iglesias is considered the elder statesman of all of those guys, because he's been around probably for the longest. Then of course you got Arlen Lopez. You guys know him. He won the gold medal. All them niggas won the gold medal. Oh. Arlen Lopez actually is a 2-division gold medalist. He won at super middleweight, and he also won at fucking. he won at light heavyweight and heavyweight.
Middleweight and light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, right? Middleweight and light heavyweight. Thanks. So they didn't have a super middleweight. So, but to more put something on your point, if you guys go and look at these guys' amateur records, right, you'll see a bunch of names of guys right now who are either contenders for titles or being viewed as top prospect was getting their ass whooped by these dudes we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, it wasn't even close. It was like easily they was getting beat. Right. So when you look at the skill set level, when you look at the ledger and what everything means and the fact that they have the age, understand when these guys fought in the WBS tournament, which is World Series of Boxing tournament, that tournament gives them an insight of what the professional ranks are like. They're fighting without no headgear. They're going 7, sometimes 8 rounds. All right. So they're already ready to adapt. And they enter this tournament more than once. They enter this tournament 2, sometimes 3 times. So these guys are coming in already seasoned, but with not a lot of heavy mileage on them. So not only will there be a lot of ducking, I truly believe you're going to see a situation where these guys like David Morrell is going to rise up through the ranks and be in position to fight for titles with only 5 and 6 fights, kind of like how Lomachenko was able to do. Even Regal ran through the motherfucking rankings like that also. I can't wait. And of course, we waiting for that Andy Cruz and that motherfucking Keyshawn Davis.
I mean, I'm not waiting on that. I'm not waiting on that.
You're not waiting on that?
Keyshawn Davis 4 fucking times in the amateurs. I'm not waiting on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on Andy Cruz to basically come into himself as a professional, kind of as Rubisi Ramirez is slowly coming into himself with that win over Nova. I want to see Andy Cruz do the same thing. And then if it becomes a situation where Cruz is as comfortable as a professional as he is or was as an amateur, that nigga should be fighting guys like Shakur Stevenson. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about when he's comfortable as a pro. He's beating guys easily. He has the same comfortability factor as he did as an amateur. Fuck Keyshawn Davis, nigga. I'm looking for Shakur Stevenson, another cat, bro. Keyshawn Davis. If they put him on a fast track, he could end up being ranked higher than Keyshawn Davis.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So, I mean, he already beat that nigga 4 times. And honestly, they fought with no headgear and shit too, bro. So you can't say that the whole amateur level and, all the padding and bigger gloves and headgear and scoring and all that shit. Nigga, this was a chess match fight. And it would be a chess match fight in the pros. I think Andy Cruz would beat him in the pros because there wasn't that much of a difference from the pros to the 2020 fucking Olympics. The only difference is that would be like a 8 to 10 to 12 round bout if that fucking took place instead of a 3 to 5 round bout. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only difference, man. But other than that, it's a technical matchup no matter where it is with no headgear, right? Andy Cruz still fucking wins, bro. He's that nigga got mind control over Debo.
Will you be gone? I'll be talking again.
Exactly, bro.
So I'm just excited because now we will get these guys best. We're gonna get these guys very best, right? And you mentioned, Rubisi Ramirez. There's a huge difference in his mindset when he first started than what we saw against Abraham Nova. He's no punk. He knocked this. Actually, he was playing with this nigga, then knocked this nigga out.
Abraham Nova is a good fighter, man.
Yes, he is.
I was very surprised to see him stop him in 5 rounds, especially with the way he stopped him with that straight left hand. I did not expect that shit to happen. I was actually expecting a very tough fight for Robeisy Ramirez. I thought he would come out with the win, but I'm talking split decision. That's what I was thinking, bro.
Yeah.
And it was anything but. Robeisy well on his fucking way, man. Real
yes,
talk.
he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And we're gonna be right here, Three Kings. I'll make sure of it, covering Cuban fire. All right, man, let's move on. No. I'm
shit up out of here, man. Fuck that.
Hey, you know what? I started to have a Cuban hat on and a shirt, but like, well, I'm not trying to be biased. But no, real talk though, it is going to get interesting now that you're going to get that country's best right there on that big stage. It's going to get very interesting. So we're going to see what happens, man. All right, man, moving on. Shout out to our editor Red. He said something that I'm gonna say later on that was funny as shit. So Jarrell Miller's back. He's gonna be making a return to boxing, right? Y'all know who Jarrell Miller is. That nigga that has to have a cocktail before every fight.
That nigga takes everything before a fight. My fucking high blood pressure medicine. Viagra, that nigga takes the 1 a day pill, nigga, the day after pill.
Cough syrup and shit.
No fucking sense.
Baby food if it have enough shit in it. Take anything.
Exactly, bro.
So he's getting his 4th fucking chance. And shout out to our editor Red. Red saying, damn, niggas get more opportunities in boxing than they do in real life.
Real, man.
Real nigga.
I'm surprised. Who's promoting them, bro?
I don't know who's promoting them, but this nigga is on a WBA KO drug festival. KO drugs.
What the fucking irony, bro? They did that on purpose. Hey man, you need to be a part of that event, dog. Just to let everybody know that you really don't side with drugs. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that pop hot 17 fucking times, bro, gonna be on a KO drug festival event. Man, get this nigga out of here. We see through that, nigga. At least he got a PR dude, bro.
I give him that. I definitely give him that, man. But the question remains is, can he gain his spot back? Should we even care if he can get his spot back, man? Me personally, no. We shouldn't care. A motherfucker cheat that many times? No, we shouldn't care.
Man, I don't know, man. Like, I'm on the other side. I'm not on the other side. I'm like in the middle of this shit. Everybody fucking cheats, nigga. This nigga just got caught, bro. I keep telling people that shit, man. Do y'all really believe? What world are y'all niggas living in where you think fighters and athletes can stay in peak optimum shape without taking anything? I mean, these dudes, bro, when they're not under the bright lights fighting on, fucking CBS or Fox or whatever the fuck it is, where you can actually see them, outside of that, bro, they're training. And then a lot of these cats got to drop exorbitant amounts of fucking weight, bro. Think Adrian Broner, right? Tank Davis. Hell, Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford showed you he walks around 180 at times, bro.
It's very true.
Tim Bradley, this nigga used to boon up to what he is now as a retired fighter while he was an active fighter, bro. So I keep telling y'all niggas, bro, everybody is cheating. It's just a situation of, number one, did they pay their dues in terms of boxing where, the people that know won't tell. And number two, niggas getting caught. That's all it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Jarrell Miller is on the unfortunate side of the nigga that got told on, bro.
He's the Jose Canseco of boxing.
Nigga got fucking told on, man. Nigga did something wrong, probably fucked somebody's girl or something, nigga, and that girl was a somebody. It was like on training day. Yeah. He whooped the nigga's ass, and then what was the Mexican dude telling the white cop? Well, that dude that he beat, his dad is a somebody, or he's a somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened to Jarrell.
Yeah.
Miller.
Yeah.
Girl, you fucked? Well, she's married to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So they told on the nigga. That's what happened. I'm just saying, bro. Everybody, all these athletes are cheating. You niggas out here that really think LeBron James at 37 years old can still play at that fucking level without taking anything? Are you serious? Nigga, civilians, when y'all see these big ass 50, 60-year-old niggas with veins popping out of their arms, you really think they're really just working out?
Hold on, I have to push back on that.
You ain't got veins popping out of your arms. Niggas be 55, 60, 70 years old, veins popping out their fucking arms. You really think that shit's hard work in the gym? Damn, bro. What fucking world do we live in? All these niggas are cheating, y'all. Everybody. Hate to burst your bubble. Just like everybody ducks, all these niggas are cheating.
That's fucking nigga got veins coming out. You know what's funny? I be seeing them niggas at the gym too. Like, hold on, nigga. Wait a minute.
I work out with these dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of shit that niggas are taking, bro. Now, some of this shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's why they had to come up with a list and be like, all right, we're going to allow this because too many people are taking these supplements. So we're going to allow these supplements and not allow these over here.
That's
why, bro. But
that's a good analogy.
But anyway, I'm in the middle. Whatever, man. The nigga fights. Who fucking cares, bro? He's in a pool with everybody else who cheats. He just got caught. So let him fight. I don't give a shit. Now he ain't gonna cheat because the fucking camera's on this nigga, right?
Yeah.
So now he's got to be more natural than he was before. And he probably ends up getting knocked out, or if he doesn't, and he's still dominating motherfuckers. Well, then now you know it had nothing to do with the cocktails he was taking. He was really that good.
He's really that good. Exactly.
Shit, I don't care if he comes back. I have no problem with that. People are like, oh, he should be banned infinitely. Well, if that's the case, a lot of niggas should have been banned. Yeah, right? What's his name? Lucas Brown should have never gotten the surprise KO over Junior Fa because he should have been banned in what, 2018 it was? When he popped twice in the same year, that nigga should have been banned. Yeah, right.
I agree.
The Russian cat, Alexander Povetkin. He should never have been able to knock out Dillian White because he popped hot that same year that fucking Lucas Brown popped hot. I think both of them popped hot twice. He should have been banned then by that fucking logic.
They were shooting each other. Here, now do me. Yeah.
Luis Ortiz, right? They both bending over and shit. Luis Ortiz banned. All these niggas should have been banned.
Dylan White banned.
Banned. All these niggas should have been banned. Then we should have 5 boxers active and 17 divisions, only 5. Not even enough niggas active enough to fucking hold all the belts in each division. Tyson Fury should have been banned. Yo, come on, man. Y'all really think Manny Pacquiao's moving up from like fucking, what was he, 112 or 108? All the way to 154 and knocking niggas out along the way. You
breaking niggas over the bones and shit.
That shit's hard work, huh? This nigga 40-something years old. That shit's hard work, huh?
Breaking niggas over the bones and shit bigger than him.
Nigga, little ass motherfucker went up to 154 and broke a full-fledged 154-pounder who could have fought up to 160, possibly 168, and broke his fucking orbital bone. Okay, sure. This nigga's taking full-on right hooks from one of the hardest active welterweights in the division at that time, Miguel Cotto, and all he does is back up, pound his fucking fist together, and then move forward again. Oh, all right, sure, pal. Right. That's all natural.
You know what the irony of that is? They accused Juan Manuel Marquez of taking something when he knocked Pacquiao out.
He was. Back acting.
I believe you niggas. I saw that shit. I believe you niggas when I saw that. Nobody get like that at 40. Hell, when Evander Holyfield fought Tyson, I said, wait a minute, nigga don't get like that at 40. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Listen, man. At that time, Manny Pacquiao, it was so obvious. Of course, I wasn't picking a dog in a race between Pacquiao and Floyd. I always thought Floyd would beat Pacquiao if they fought in fucking 2020 or fucking 2000. It wouldn't have mattered. Floyd was always going to beat Manny Pacquiao. So I was never in those arguments with cats when they were going back and forth there. But what I was in was like, this is not natural. This is common sense. The nigga is moving up all these weight classes and knocking niggas the fuck out, and he's getting hit flush by heavy-handed fighters who actual real fighters in their division are getting knocked out by, and he's just eating those shots like nothing, as if he's never been knocked out at any point in his career. That shit's not fucking natural, bro. And when Paulie Malignaggi came out and said that shit for the first time, him and Floyd, I was like, thank you. Somebody say something. Somebody that is actually in the sport, say something. Because this is not natural. You got dumbass boxing fans. That's why I say boxing fans are fucking stupid. They're sitting there eating this shit up. Oh, hey, it's natural. He's the greatest fighter of all time. It's not fucking, it's common sense, dog. It's common sense, bro. This nigga moved up in weight. Power got better.
Yeah, I think he might even came from 105 or somewhere around there.
108, 105, somewhere down
somewhere around there. Yeah, he was down there.
He was knocked out down there before in his
career. He was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So he moves up to 154. Power gets better, and his chin gets better. What? What kind of Superman shit is that?
Look at us.
Nigga moved up 15 weight classes, got better and chin. Who was that? Amir Khan wishes he could have got that shit. Hell yeah. Went to 155, got knocked the fuck out. He wish he would have had what Pacquiao had. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Bro, common sense. All these niggas are fucking cheating and been cheating for a very long time, bro.
Yeah.
Long time. It's just a matter of who gets told on, who gets caught. Jarrell Miller was in the fucking he was, unfortunately for him, a part of that category of niggas that got told on / got caught. So let the nigga fight. He comes back, he gets knocked out. Well, we all know the nigga needed the cocktails. If he fucking wins and he looks like Jarrell Miller of old, then we know it. He didn't need the cocktails. Damn.
Well, if he win, we have to pause and wait 2 or 3 days because some shit might come out. we got to hold back a couple days. It's been a week now. All right, we can say some shit.
Look, man, the type of cheating that I'm talking about that needs to be banned is if you pull a nigga's glove back and there's some shit in there. That nigga should be banned, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
But taking substances to be able to make weight, you know what I'm saying, and you know, to be able to increase your energy and all that shit, whatever, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that. All them niggas is taking that. But when you pull a glove back and there's a goddamn brick in there, nigga, like some plaster of Paris and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's when that's the nigga that should get banned.
Yeah.
Like Antonio Margarito should not have been able to continue his career. Those are the ones that need to get banned, bro.
I agree with that.
When there's a physical change in terms of the gloves, right? Or these niggas got, you know, brass knuckles and shit on inside the glove, right? Those are the niggas that should be banned. Not the niggas that's taking shit, you know, doing IVs like Floyd was doing. Yeah, that nigga did it. Who fucking cares? Yep, he cheated. Yep. But he does it. He did IVs. Other niggas take pills. Other niggas take birth control. Nigga, it is what it is, nigga. They all cheat.
I can't think of the guy's name. But he was like, to the situation you talking about, he was banned. Matter of fact, he got Panama Lewis banned. I also remember being a part of Louis Resto. Remember they took the cotton out the fucking gloves, so his punches would hit fucking harder.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Billy Collins. Yeah, Billy Collins ended up killing himself in a drunken car accident or something to that event.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're right. That nigga to do it, that shit there, you should get banned. But you know, outside of that, you know, until we get the autopsy report, I'm always going.
What?
Autopsy report. Get the autopsy report. I agree with you though, man. All these niggas is taking something, man. You know, like you said, niggas like LeBron, 38 years old, Vince Carter, you know,
Brady.
Tom Brady, man. Come on, man. No, dog. You niggas is on something. It might not be no strong shit, but or you may even be cycling where you do just enough to get you ready, and then you come off.
All dudes cycle, bro. Yeah. That is a real thing. Niggas I've worked out with have cycled. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell yeah.
That is a real fucking thing, bro. You
Hell
know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I don't give a shit if Jarrell Miller fights. Should he be banned? In my opinion, no, because all these niggas taking shit. Ban everybody then.
I hear what
ban the ones that got caught in the past too. Make sure they're banned as well. I'm just saying, if you believe that, keep the same energy for everyone. Then,
yeah,
people who are getting caught now, like Oscar Valdez banned, Canelo banned. There should be no Canelo Alvarez right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All these niggas that have been caught taking shit should be banned. Keep the same energy for everyone.
Yeah, them niggas didn't even get a suspension. They got a 1 year suspension with 6 months already time served doing the investigation. Huh? and they fight it 6 months down the line. Hold on, nigga, that's not a ban. This nigga finna make money this year.
Get him a 6 month ban, nigga. They only fight twice a year anyway. You're banning a nigga on vacation, motherfucker. What the hell is a 6 month ban?
Oh, for real?
You know what I'm saying? If you say 2 year ban, yeah, got you. They've lost 4 fights, nigga. Perfect.
Right, perfect.
But a 6 month ban, they only fight twice a year.
Right.
You know you're about to go on vacation, but while you're on vacation, you're banned.
Right. They gave Canelo a 6 month ban with 3 months suspended, and he still fought on Cinco de Mayo. Huh? Wait a minute, nigga. What?
Makes no fucking sense. And I know motherfuckers are gonna come back and say, "Well, Jarrell Miller got caught several times. That's why he should be banned." Doesn't matter how many times you get caught. You get caught one time, you're a cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you gotta cheat 3 extra times and then you're banned? No. If you want niggas to get banned, the one time you get caught cheating, you're done.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. Just like in real life, nigga. If you get caught robbing a nigga, right? They don't say, "Oh, well, it's your first time you've robbed a nigga and we've caught you." You know what I'm saying? You get a 6 month ban from robbing niggas. Go home. It's not how it works. You go to fucking jail. You go to jail. Unless you got a great lawyer, you go to jail.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why not the same thing here? You get caught cheating. That's it. Yep. If we're going by your logic. Now, my logic is, fuck it, let them fight. Take the drugs away from them.
Take the drugs away. You're right. Hell, when they sit you down at that table at your job and zoom their camera in and show you stealing, they don't be like, "All right, well, we're going to put you on a 2 month ban and you're not going to work for 2 months. We'll see you in 2 months." They tell you, no, you're on 30 days pending investigation and pending dismissal and police investigation, nigga. We might press charges.
Exactly, bro. Like the way that they talking, I ain't talking about no little bitty robbery. I'm talking about robbery of over $500. Y'all know what that nigga is? Y'all know what that shit is? Grand larceny. That's what we talking about. Grand larceny, nigga. Ain't nobody getting a slap on the wrist for grand larceny and get to go home. Nope. Just like on here. If you fail a drug test, you guys are saying, hey, they should be banned because somebody's life is in danger. Okay, then he should be banned on the first fucking time he gets caught.
I agree.
That's why I say fuck that whole ban and shit. Just take the drugs away from these niggas. Strip these motherfuckers of their clothes. That's what you're doing. Right? The drugs is a coat in the cold weather. Strip that nigga of his coat and see how he fucking survives. That's what you do.
Oh, really? Hell yeah, man. All right, man. Okay, moving on. I don't know if you guys watched Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith, but if you did, you might have saw something that's very significant. If you did, you saw Bob Arum, Bill Haney, and Devin Haney. Now, once upon a time, Bob tried telling us how nobody wanted to see Devin Haney fight. I'd rather see Vasily Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. That's a better fight. Even had Vasily Lomachenko take the motherfucking franchise belt not to fight him. Then he told us how there was 10 light heavyweights better than Devin Haney. Oh, but now that Devin Haney has signed the contract with Top, 3-fight contract with Top Rank, he got 2 fights left. Now that he's the undisputed champion, it's kind of funny how close he is to Bob and how far away Teofimo Lopez has fallen. He who laughed last the loudest, and Devin Haney's laughing like a motherfucker because the way they propping Devin Haney up, I'm sorry, y'all can get mad at me if you want to. The way they propping up Devin Haney, I don't remember them doing this with Teofimo. I don't remember Teofimo Lopez sitting next to Bob Arum. I don't remember they having him actually be on the show talking and all that. They're rolling out the red carpet initially and have basically pushed Teofimo Lopez to the back burner. Now, in his defense, Bob did say until Teofimo can pass some type of mental and physical exam to make sure he's all right, that's when he'll put him back in the ring, so forth and so on. But when I'm looking at how they're rolling out that red carpet for Devin Haney, I'm like, man, this shit, it's just funny to me, man. It's funny, and we tell y'all this all the time. In boxing is about what have you done lately. Devin Haney is this is what they always fear. Devin Haney is the undisputed, clear-cut light heavyweight champion. Once he got that title, once he signed with Top Rank, they was always going to roll out the red carpet because they knew this boy got the talent to do what he wanted to do. That's why, you know what, we're going to maneuver our fighters around him until he's on our payroll. And now that he's on their payroll, man, dude, they rolling that red carpet out for him, man.
Man, look, typical Bob Arum shit. Typical promoter shit, but Bob Arum talks a lot more shit than I would say any of the other promoters out there, right? You know, just like my man Alex Hobie said, right? My man said there are 10 lightweights better than Haney. That's what Bob Arum said, right? Whenever Haney was trying to get the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, that was Bob Arum's response, right? Now, he's done a complete 180, right? He's looking the other way now. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what I said.
Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko is a blockbuster fight.
Exactly. He probably get mad at me like he got mad at Mike Floppinger if I brought that shit up to him. Hey, Bob, man, you said there was 10 lightweights better than Devin Haney. God damn it, 2K, get this goddamn nigger out of here right now.
He ain't saying that to you. He's not saying that to you. He's not. I'll bet money, nigga. Hold on, where's my wallet? I'll bet money I don't have that motherfucker ain't gonna say that to you.
I ain't gonna say that, but you get what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
I'm liable to get that said, right? There's a possibility that ran through his dome if I were to say that to him, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way they flip-flop. As long as you making money for them, this shit, here go the red carpet. Here go the baddest bitches money can buy. They better than your wife, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They better than your wife, bro. Here you go.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. So, man, this ain't no surprise. And when Bob Arum realized Teo got mental issues, he said, all right, bring in Devin Haney. That's exactly what he did. Look at the sequence of events. Teofimo Lopez is the unified champion.
Yep.
Loses to George Kambosos. Bob Arum cites that this nigga has mental issues and that they're going to keep him on the shelf until his mental issues have subsided. Then they sign Devin Haney and make the George Kambosos fight. Now it's all about Devin Haney. Yeah, Teo's coming back in August, but you know, Top Rank did mention that on the last ESPN telecast for Beterbiev Joe Smith, but I don't see anybody else talking about it. I don't see Bob Arum out here. Yeah, the return of Teofimo Lopez, the man, the myth, the legend. He's not saying nothing like that.
No.
He's talking about Devin Haney. Oh boy, how them tables turn, nigga.
Them niggas put Teofimo them on a lifeboat and kept the ship going. They lowered them niggas on a lifeboat and kept the ship going.
This nigga riding on the side of the boat, nigga. On the side of the ship. And that yellow ass blow up.
Hell yeah. He went to go to the top of the boat. Security guard. Sorry, Mr. Lopez. You're no longer on the. You're no longer on the list.
They put their hand right in that.
Devin, come on through.
Yeah.
Oh, Devin, come on through.
Come on, man. They let Devin through while they still got their hand on T.O. chest. No sir.
That's the bitch. Oh yeah, she's good. Come on, bring her in.
That's fucked up, bro. Oh man,
because somebody made a very good point, Hobie. That Bob is even talking about some Haney and Tank Davis. When have you ever seen that? He's talking about. See, this is how you know Bob know when the niggas. He knows Devin Haney can beat Tank. That's why he wants to make that fight. He wasn't trying to make that fight. No, the only other person was Vasyl Lomachenko. That was it.
I don't even think Bob Arum ever even had an opinion about Tank Davis and Devin Haney, bro, before Haney became a top-ranked fighter.
Exactly.
He never had an opinion. He fucking shitted on Devin Haney. Devin Haney wasn't shit to him.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
Nope.
But now he is, because that's how it works.
That's how it works.
So I tell you guys, man, stop taking these dudes' words and using it as the gospel. They're gonna flip on y'all, man.
Hell yeah.
I've seen several motherfuckers using Bob Arum's words against Devin Haney to push their agenda that Devin Haney is an email champion. He's not a real fighter. He's overrated. I've seen that all over social media. So what the fuck are they saying now? Because Bob Arum seems to have flipped the script. Now Devin Haney's a great fighter, and he is the man.
Yeah.
And it
Future Hall of Famer.
It can't just be because he beat fucking George Kambosos. Everybody saw that goddamn fight. Only Australians and niggas that hate Devin Haney thought Kambosos was gonna win. For real. And some of the other boxing fans that like to err on the side of of risk, when it comes to picking their predictions. But other than that, it was common sense who the fuck was gonna beat that, who was gonna win that fight. And I've been telling y'all, I was telling y'all all over this show. Devin Haney easy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure Bob Arum saw that. He knows. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be because of George Kambosos as to why all of a sudden Devin Haney's the shit. He already knew Devin Haney was the man. Bob Arum has seen Devin Haney and Shakir Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia since they were fucking children. Yes. He knows who they are. So him shitting on him was just a whole clash of promotion.
That's what it was.
But at the moment he could get him, he got him.
And he didn't hesitate. Yep. Matter of fact, listen, you guys got to be 3D thinkers. Bob only has Devin Haney for 2 more fights. Bob is talking about, fuck this Kambosos rematch. He's talking, we don't need that. We don't need that. Let's get Tank. Let's get Facino. Because he's ready to make some money. He knows, hey, man, I got the dog now. I'm ready to make some moves now. See what I'm saying? He's like, no, we don't need that Cam. And Kambosos is his side. We like, we don't need that fight. We don't need that again. What do we need that again for? Exactly. Who's gonna pay for it? Exactly. I told you back then he was gonna fight Lopez. Who's gonna pay for it? Exactly, bro. Exactly. Not hard to understand this type of shit, man. But again, cats, they're fans of fighters and not fans of the sport. So they don't know how to open their mind and start understanding how shit really is going on, bro. No, that's just always the situation with these fanboys, man. It's always gonna be like that. But at the end of the day, all I want to say is, I'm glad Devin laughing at you, motherfuckers now. Shit on him, Devin. Devin laughing, pointing fingers, calling niggas hoes and shit, saying you're the WBA regular champion. Oh, you saw that? What's that? What was it? Tell everybody what that is. I said Devin. Gilly the kid. Oh, that nigga looks like that damn vulture from Looney Tunes, man. I'm gonna get the picture. Gilly the kid looks just like that motherfucker. The one that tries to fly, be like, just like that vulture, bro. Because Gilly got that big ass Adam's apple. So does that fucking vulture, man. They look exactly the same, nigga. If that shit Looney Tunes didn't come out like 60, 70 years ago, 80 years ago, I would think they did a likeness of fucking Gilly the Kid for that character, bro. He looked just like that vulture. So, but that nigga was there. Yeah, he said it was WBA regular. Devin was like, what's that? Tell the people what that is. Shit, I would have happily. The WBA regular is exactly, bro. All right, man, let's move on, man. So, again, go to Three Kings Boxing. You got Jermall Charlo is out there telling everybody, be patient, calm down, don't worry. The Benavidez is gonna happen when it makes sense. But the fight's gonna happen, don't worry. Should we believe him? Now, I'm gonna say, fuck no. Why? Because he said the same thing when Daniel Jacobs ran up on his ass. Didn't see the fight. He was telling us how I'll knock out Dimitri Andrade. Didn't see the fight. This was recent. I'm not talking about because the Andrade fight y'all talking about was his brother. That was his brother. If I'm not, that was Jermall that he skipped out on that fight. Had nothing to do with Jermall. So he said he'll not. Didn't see the fight. So I'm not trusting a motherfucker that's scared to say them names, man. The names need to be. I'm not trusting a nigga that has to be told to say the names that he's gonna. Oh, and then what he said at the end. Well, when it makes sense. What the fuck is that, nigga? What the fuck? When the fuck does the fight? Wait a minute. What do you mean when it makes sense? It makes sense right now. What are you talking about when it makes sense? Then he contradicts himself. Like my man Prodigy always say, these niggas need PR people. He contradicts himself and he's saying, well, why would I go and fight Benavidez and he don't have a belt right now? You know what I'm saying? He don't have a belt. So what am I going up there for? I can just sit out here and defend my belt against a Mercedes Selecki. Woo! Prodigy, man, kill this nigga, man.
I don't have much to say on this, to be honest with you. I don't care what Jermall Charlo says. This the same nigga, man. I don't forget much, bro. You know what I'm saying? This the same nigga on Instagram with Regis Prograis. They asked him, "You gonna fight David Benavidez?" This nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't pay attention to the comments. Regis, you don't care about that? Nah, I got money. I'm making money, nigga. What? What does that got to do with you answering the question of if you're fighting David Benavidez, right? Just like you said, Mike Tyson's show. They're trying to get him to name his name, bro. He finally says it, but it took him forever to fucking say who he was looking to fight because he wasn't really looking to fight those guys. Right. Then we wrote the article where he came out and said, "Hey, I'm staying at 160." Okay, if he's staying at 160, David Benavidez ain't going down there. So how's that fight gonna happen? So are you saying be patient because in 2068 you're gonna make the fight? Is that why you're telling us to be patient? You know what I'm saying? Because everything that has come out of your mouth up to that point right there, he has made no indication that he would ever fight David Benavidez. And then automatically all of a sudden says, be patient, fight's gonna happen. No, nigga, the thing you said right before that was I'm a champion at 160. I might beat Bernard Hopkins' record. That's what he said. So that means he's looking at campaigning at 160 for several years. You see what I'm saying? So that he could beat Bernard Hopkins' record if he really meant what he said. Benavidez ain't moving down. And if he's trying to beat Bernard Hopkins' record, every goddamn fight needs to be a title shot. See, a fight with Benavidez ain't gonna be a title shot at 160. See what I'm saying? So what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Are you just bullshitting with the Hopkins statement? Or are you bullshitting with the Benavidez statement? Because they're contradictory. Oh man, fuck this nigga, man. I don't care what Jermall. I don't give a shit what Jermall. I'm trying to tell you, dog. Y'all already know I'm not fans of fighters. I will give fighters their credit when credit is due. I give credit to Xander Usyk. I give credit to Naoya Inoue. I give credit to any fighter out there, bro, that deserves credit. But I'm not a fan of these motherfuckers. That's the difference. So when a nigga that I don't like, right, says some shit that I don't agree with, and definitely has it puts a negative connotation on his character, I'm really not fucking with him. I already don't fuck with you. Then you're out here with a negative image. I really don't fuck with you then. I don't give a shit what Jermall Charlo. Man, this nigga go fight Tom Cruise in his next fight. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Go ahead. Because ain't nobody checking for this nigga anyway. We care about Jermall.
The undisputed champ. Exactly. The nigga that ran the tables. That's what we give a shit about.
While you're out there fighting Mercedes Selecki, still ducking Demetrius Andrade, we care about Jermall, who's going to fight possibly fucking Tim Tszyu, which is also a great matchup, as I told you guys on here. That's a good fight.
Yeah.
So he's going to fight possibly Tim Tszyu. There's several other fighters that he can fight at middleweight. Sebastian Fundora, Karbranov. There's several dudes out there, bro, that he could fight at 154, right? That are good fighters, decent fighters, right? While Jermall still fights Mercedes Selecki and ducks Demetrius Andrade. Fuck about what he got to do, bro.
It's just funny though, man, because this nigga's like, he said, be patient. Y'all gotta be patient. Nigga, what are you talking about? What the? I mean, he's saying it like we're pressuring him. Really, honestly speaking, nobody's really even talking about it. You the motherfucker keep bringing it up. You the motherfucker that ran up on David Benavidez at the fucking fight. Nobody say, you know what I'm saying? Nobody told you to do that shit. You the motherfucker that mentioned breaking his neck and all that. So, like, nigga, what are you talking about? Just like my man MB20 put up there. I knocked Daniel Jacobs out today. Oh, there he is right there. That's just how that nigga did that. Oh, I came back right on time. So man. Get this dude. No, man. We should not trust this motherfucker at his fucking word. No. All right. Next. Tyson Fury. Now, regardless of what Tyson Fury is telling you guys, right? Regardless of how he tried to spin it, there is no motherfucking way Tyson Fury is going to pass up fighting for unfucking disputed. We tried to tell you motherfuckers this, okay? We really tried. As a matter of fact, you know what? I got receipts.
You know what the right fight to walk out on is? The winner of fucking Anthony Joshua and Usyk.
Yep.
That's the right fight right there. Why is that the right fight? Because you fight for undisputed.
Yep.
What's the problem here? Why are you talking about retirement? We want to see you in the ring with the winner of Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk 2. Why? Because if you get in the ring with that winner, we now will be crowning an undisputed champion, the next undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis did it in 1999. Mm-hmm. We have not had an undisputed champion in over 20 fucking years at heavyweight.
God damn.
So while Terrence Crawford's becoming undisputed, Josh Taylor in the same fucking division, 3 years apart, man. 3 years apart, dog, becoming undisputed in the same fucking division. Alexander Usyk's becoming undisputed at cruiserweight. We got all these other motherfuckers becoming undisputed. Canelo being undisputed at super middleweight, the first undisputed champion in the division's history, right?
Yep.
We got all these motherfuckers being undisputed. And you're telling me one fight away, we haven't had an undisputed champion at heavyweight in 20 years, and you're one fight away and you decide to leave? Absolutely not. But what people are going to remember is that he ducked out and left boxing. If this is true, he ducked out and left boxing one fight before becoming the true king of the division. That's what people are going to fucking remember. And that's why this better be a ploy to fuck with the media, bro. I'm just saying.
I think it is a ploy. As of right now, he hasn't dropped the WBC belt. He hasn't turned in his papers on it. And let me tell you something. I think it's all about if Usyk wins, I think he could be lured back, but I think it's better if it's Anthony Joshua. Here's why. If it's Anthony Joshua, it's way more money because it's going to be a UK undisputed championship fight, and that's just going to be way more money. I mean, they're going to, the first time they were going to fight, they were talking about $100 million fight. It's going to be hard for me to believe that Tyson Fury will turn down $50 million they offered to him to fight Anthony Joshua back in the motherfucking UK. It's going to be hard for me to believe. Hell, if they offer him another $30-something million to fight Usyk, Usyk is not as easy fight as Dylan White, but you still have a major advantage in that fight because you have the height and the reach. You just have to deal with Usyk's movement and his ability, you know what I'm saying, to get around stuff and get inside. But that ain't nothing you haven't seen. See what I'm saying? Right. So I think he's saying it right now. So it's hard for me to believe at the height of all the Tyson Fury that beat Vladimir Klitschko would never have drawn 94,000 people in Wembley Stadium. The reason why I can say it, because he had to go to Germany to fight fucking Klitschko. I think I had to do that. He had to go there to fight fucking Klitschko. Okay? So at the height of his popularity, where the most money he can make as of right now, you want me to believe that this motherfucker is going to stay retired? I highly doubt that. So if you go to Three Kings Boxing, you see reports where Tyson Fury was down in Saudi Arabia, possibly trying to make a deal to fight the winner of Usyk versus Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. Then you heard Frank Warren talking. Then Tyson tries to come out. Well, if I come out, it'd be for $500 million. Whatever. I'm not trying to hear that. Tyson Fury saying the reason why he says he's holding on to the WBC belt, he said, well, I got 12 months to turn it in. For what, nigga? If you're done, you're done. Why are you holding up the division? You know why you hold on to the belt? Because you don't want nobody else to have it.
Right.
Because you don't want them to be in the position to get the fight that you fucking want. When you really don't want to do something, when you really want to do something, there's nothing that can keep you from doing it. Motherfucker, if you really don't want to go to work, I'm not coming in. We'll give you two. I'm not coming in. Right. You're not gonna sit there and tell me, well, I got 12 months to hold on to the belt. I've earned. You get a replica belt when you retire, nigga. Every fighter has that replica belt. You get that belt when you retire, nigga. What are you talking about?
A lot of people don't understand that the belt that's transferred in the ring, the winner has to give that belt back to the former champion, and then they get their version of the belt.
Mm-hmm. Very good point, 2K.
They think they actually take that nigga's belt. Nah, bro. That's for sure. For you niggas.
Right. So before all this Fury talk went on, we told y'all right there. That show was I don't know how long ago. We said, man, this stop. This nigga's not walking away. Stop the bullshit, man.
Yeah, no, man. Like there's a lot of money on the table. Yeah. There's a major legacy implication on the table.
Very good point.
It doesn't matter how much his wife begs. He's not going anywhere. If he does, he will be the stupidest champion almost in boxing history, bro. Almost. I don't want to say he would be because I need to go do my research to see if there's anybody stupider. You know what I'm saying? But he would almost be the stupidest champion in boxing history if he does not wait for the winner of Joshua fucking Usyk, because there's a chance to beat both of those guys and seriously cement his legacy. Not no fucking 2 wins, 2.5 wins over Deontay fucking Wilder. That doesn't do anything. The Vladimir Klitschko win has more weight than the fucking 2.5 Deontay Wilder wins. I'm sorry, bro. It does. Vladimir Klitschko's win. How many champions did Klitschko? 25 or something? Like he was like one champion or one title defense under Joe Louis. He defended the belts like 25 times or something like that. Nigga, that shit holds way more weight. It's not even close, actually, than 2.5 wins against Deontay Wilder. So I don't give a fuck about those Wilder wins. You know, good wins, yeah, nice. Hey, yay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, bro. So he needs to define his. He still has not defined his legacy. Niggas be like, he's held every single belt that they got out there. He didn't hold them simultaneously.
Agreed.
He held them at different times. That doesn't mean shit to me. You're still at that time champion. You know what I'm saying? He was unified and decided to snort cocaine and lost all his belts. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's a WBC champion. Yeah, he held all the heavyweight titles, sure, but it only took 2 fights to get that. It wasn't like he beat every single fucking champion at that time and took their belts at different times. No. Also, if you hold them simultaneously, that holds way more water than holding the belts at different times.
Yeah. So,
yeah, dog, undisputed, 100%. I agree with my nigga Alex. Yes, his girl is ugly. Absolutely.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. So remember, before y'all trying to say, oh, we told y'all. He's holding, I can't express this enough. He's holding on to the WBC belt. He hasn't turned it in. The only reason why you will hold on to that is so no one else can fight it, get it, and be in that position for undisputed. It's the only reason why. If he truly was retired and didn't care, he'd give that fucking belt up. He wouldn't be in the gym. He showed us a video of him in the gym training, talking about something. I'm retired. What the fuck is you training for? Be like Marcos Maidana, nigga. Bro, Marcos Maidana. Be like Marcos Maidana, nigga. Like, I seen you retire. Remember when you retired the first time? You blew up to 300 pounds. Get like that again, nigga. That's retired. You know what I'm saying? Get like Timothy Bradley. This nigga head that swole up on us.
Tim Bradley has no neck now, bro. That man's sitting there like a Ninja Turtle with no neck.
That nigga's retired, nigga.
This nigga name is Timmy Angelo, bro. No neck. Timmy Angelo. Y'all better give me my fucking credit, because I know they gonna use it, bro. Yeah, man. Look, you gonna hear a nigga on another show somewhere on YouTube. That nigga look like a Ninja Turtle. I call him Timmy Angelo.
That's fucked up. 100%. But that's what a nigga looked like when he retired. That's a retired nigga. Even Floyd in retirement. What's Floyd at 160 now? This nigga 160, 170? That's the nigga that retires, nigga. Oh, no nigga retired being in the gym. You've been doing that shit 20 some odd years. When you retire, you leave. You know, get the fuck out of here, man.
Agree. I don't think he would stay immediately after beating Dillian White. I don't think he would be in the gym
exactly, man.
If he was really going to retire. I really believe he would take serious time off, and then you might see him back in the gym, you know, trying to stay in shape, but not immediately after. I agree with that, bro.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm sorry, y'all. It just irks me, man. But anyway, man, dumb boxing fans, man. And speaking of dumb boxing fans, what a segue.
Not yet. That's the last one. That's the last one. Not yet.
Okay.
Segueing in that yet.
All right. So Artur Beterbiev is looking. I have to admit, I figured he would win. I think my thing was I thought, okay, I wanted to see how Artur Beterbiev would respond if he was going up against a guy like Joe Smith that has been in that moment, been in big fights, can kind of take it and then give it back. But I was not expecting an Artur Beterbiev that we saw that ran over Joe Smith in 2 rounds. He's come a long way from that guy we saw that got rocked by I think it was Colin Johnson when we was at that fight. He came a long way.
Twice. I think they knocked each other down twice and shit.
Yeah. He came a long way from that guy right there.
Yeah.
Who in the division do you believe can beat Artur Beterbiev?
So the obvious is Dimitri Bivol. I've been saying that for years. I've been saying for years that Dimitri Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev. Hey, listen, let me tell you guys something, man. He's still robotic. Yes, he was on his back foot. Now, this is the problem I got with listening to analysts on television, okay? Mm-hmm. Understand, like, when you get these analysts, you interview these analysts, or if you have a private conversation with these analysts, some of you guys out there that have done this, you can vouch for this, what I'm about to say. A lot of time, these analysts are totally different than what you see on TV. And you come to believe, this nigga's different in how he in his takes with me than what he's saying on television. The reason for that is because when they're on television, they have an agenda. You see what I'm saying? They need to, they are able to give their opinions, but there is stipulation on how they're supposed to relay that opinion. You see what I'm saying? Artur Beterbiev is a top-ranked fighter. So was Joe Smith. So they needed to make it look like this fight is going to be a big-time fight where anybody could get blasted away at any time. Now, if you really know boxing, you knew Joe Smith was done, right? Now, even though they were pushing, the whole Joe Smith's never been knocked down pro or amateur. Well, I mean, context, nigga. How many amateur fights did he have? Who did he fight, right? And we know in the pros, he didn't fight a puncher like Artur Beterbiev. We know this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a very true statement.
So it's all about context. If you know boxing and you knew those two fighters, you knew Joe Smith didn't have long to last. A second-round knockout was not a surprise. Most people thought it would go 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. But Top Rank would have you believe this was excellent matchup. Somebody's gonna die. No, bro. It was only one motherfucker that was gonna get murked. You know what I'm saying? But while doing this, right? While doing this, they're sitting there telling you, "Oh my God, look at the footwork of Artur Beterbiev. He's so technical. Look at him, dude." Anybody could see he even told you in the post-fight interview. I mean, well, he keeps himself wide open up the middle. So you know what I'm saying? He told you in the post-fight interview. Anybody could have landed the overhand right, I think it was, that put Smith down the first time. Anyone could have landed that.
Yeah.
That's not a technique. I mean, it does have something to do with being technical. But the way Top Rank was saying, "Oh my God, he's such a technical fighter." No, nigga, that was boxing basics. If the nigga's walking forward and he's got his hand down after he throws a goddamn punch, you follow over the top of the weak side. Yep. That is boxing basics. It does have something to do with technical ability, but it doesn't mean that this guy is a technical fighter like Terrence Crawford or anybody. Like Top Rank would have you fucking believe the way they were talking. Like they were like, "All these people don't understand. He's so technical and uses his head in the ring." Nigga, that was basic boxing, bro. Basic. I've seen fighters like Ruslan Provodnikov land that same punch, right? Yeah. He's not a highly technical fighter, and nobody would say he was. You see what I'm saying?
He landed that shit against Timothy Bradley.
He was going over the top of Tim Bradley the whole fucking fight, man. So at the end of the day, yes, it's a technical technique to be able to see that and to be able to respond in that manner. However, this doesn't mean that he's not a robot. He's still a robot, bro. His footwork wasn't great. Joe Smith's footwork was bad. That's what this was. You know what I'm saying? Joe Smith doesn't have great footwork. If he did, he wouldn't have had trouble with Maxim Vlasov. if he had good footwork. Because Vlasov was cutting the ring off on this nigga so easily, bro. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have good footwork. He's a front foot fighter, and his footwork isn't that great when he's on his front foot. So Beterbiev was just like, this is easy. Let me just back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Use a little bit of the ring. I'll catch this nigga coming in. This is basic boxing, bro. I do not rate Artur Beterbiev's technical ability any higher from seeing him annihilate Joe Smith Jr. I don't rate it any higher, bro. Now, somebody that does have a high technical ability is fucking Dimitri Bivol. Okay? I've always said Dimitri Bivol beats Artur Beterbiev. When you want to talk about technical ability and you compare Beterbiev and Bivol, it's night and fucking day, bro. It is. I'm not saying Beterbiev is not a great fighter. He is a great fighter. I'll even give you one. Them 2 uppercuts he landed to end the fight, that was beautifully placed. The first one he hit, and then he saw that Joe Smith's head was going to come down, and he had the second one waiting on him.
He sure did. Beautiful. That shit was beautiful. I'll give it to you. You sure did.
However, that does not put him in the upper echelon of technical ability fighters. Just because he did that doesn't mean that we should be talking about his technical ability like this nigga's one of the greatest technical fighters in the light heavyweight division. Yeah, he might be because that division is kind of weak. But I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? They talking about this nigga. We should just forget that his footwork is not that good. Right? Mm-hmm. His punches are mechanical because every punch he throws has power on it, right? He's straight up and down, doesn't move his head, doesn't really have upper body movement. We're supposed to forget about all of that because he landed 2 uppercuts in succession and an overhand right on the fighter that had his left hand down. We're supposed to forget about all that, though.
Yeah, see? Of course you are.
Knockouts give people amnesia. Can't remember who fucking started saying that, but that shit is 1,000,000% correct. It gives people amnesia and then gives people a false sense of analytical ability. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So at the end of the day, bro, a guy like Dimitri Bivol would expose Artur Beterbiev, bro. I also believe Gilberto Ramirez might beat him.
Ooh.
Keep him on the end of your jab, use your range, and use footwork. These are boxers that know how to move, dog, around the ring. Bivol's not a great mover, but he's good enough to be able to keep Artur Beterbiev at the end of his jab. He kept Canelo at the end of his jab. I think Canelo's a better mover than Artur Beterbiev. Bivol can do the same fucking thing, all right? Now, who wins those fights? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I might have kind of erred on the side of Dimitri Bivol. What I'm telling you is Dimitri Bivol has these skills to be able to beat Artur Beterbiev. Let me just say that. So does Gilberto Ramirez. Anthony Yard, absolutely not. Knockout. Anthony Yard is going to walk right into a fucking right hand just like Joe Smith did. What's the difference between Joe Smith and Anthony Yard, bro? What's the difference? Do you see a difference?
No.
The chat, help me out. What is the difference between Anthony Yard and Joe Smith Jr. outside of the fact that Anthony Yard might be a little bit smarter?
Yeah, and maybe
probably has a little bit more power, maybe.
I was just saying maybe a little bit more power, a tad bit better inside fighter, maybe. It's not a huge difference.
Not a huge difference, right? Yeah. Artur Beterbiev annihilates him as well. Not interested in that fight. Move along, Yard. You lost to fucking Lyndon Arthur, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Let's get that goddamn undisputed fight. And you will see how Dimitri Bivol, he said complexion. You will see how Dimitri Bivol is going to show you guys he ain't going out in fucking 2 rounds.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Here's the thing, too, though. You mentioned ring IQ. Joe Smith Jr. showed me his ring IQ never improved from facing a fucking Bernard Hopkins, from facing Sullivan Barrera, hell, from facing a Dimitri Bivol. Why? What is the one thing Joe Smith Jr. did wrong when he got hurt? He went right back into the fire. You had a 3-inch reach advantage. Yep. When you got hurt, you were supposed to start using boxing, using that fucking jab, backing up. You were supposed to make Beterbiev come to you. He's not a good fighter when he has to lift his feet and step. He's not. When the nigga has to step, he only lowers his hands to step like a robot. He lowers his hands, he step. Yep. He literally has to do that. He made such a. I'm like, why is this nigga? Every time he got knocked out, why is this nigga constantly going in? You have a 3-inch reach advantage, nigga. Use it.
Right.
Use that advantage. What the fuck?
But he's never been that kind of fighter, though, Bo.
Yeah.
I think he might have done it against Sullivan Barrera, but I'd have to really go back and watch that fight to make sure that I'm not that I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because even that fight was more so fought at mid-range, close distance. I don't remember Joe Smith backing up, jabbing, moving. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I do want to say this though. Some of the chats, and this is gonna make you laugh. I heard niggas in the chat saying that this version of Beterbiev beats Andre Ward.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I've heard this. I've seen
knockouts. What is he? 18-0 with 18 knockouts or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what it is, bro. And you know what? You can't really fault people for their you know, how their idiotic statements in terms of that are spawned from what they see. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, you just can't, bro. Like at the end of the day,
that prisoner of the moment shit is a motherfucker, though.
Prisoner of the moment, and they don't understand boxing like they think they do. There's no way you can sit there and tell me that Artur Beterbiev beats Andre Ward. How? Without explaining to me, dog, how? You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to, I mean, we're gonna get into these debates. You know what I'm saying? I want you to give me an analytical breakdown. I might agree with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? See, it may sound like on these shows like it's my motherfucking word or the highway. Nah, nigga. If you got a logical representation of your opinion, dog, I'll be like, you know what? That's a good point.
Yep.
And I may concede at certain points. Like, hey, yeah, you know, you're right about that. Like, I'm gonna concede at one point on this next topic. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, bro, you can't just walk around here. Artur Beterbiev beats one of the greatest fighters of all time, like nothing, without explaining yourself. How, nigga? And don't say size and power because Andre Ward already beat that. The fuck, man?
Yeah. I heard that shit. I said, hold on, wait a minute. You really think a robotic motherfucker like Beterbiev with no inside fighting can beat a motherfucker with the ring IQ, inside fighting ability, footwork of Andre fucking Ward? Like, you really think that? And motherfucker, he'll knock him out. Huh? I've already known Andre Ward been knocked down twice in his whole career.
By the same, it was by fucking Darnell Boone and Sergey Kovalev. Got up and won both fights.
Both fights, nigga.
All right, man. It is what it is, man. Like, yeah, I mean, Beterbiev could land something and knock him down again. That is a possibility. But Andre Ward is not a guy that gets knocked the fuck out. I told you guys, man. Like, when you see guys getting knocked out, people just automatically believe that the knockout is something that can happen to everyone at any time. Now, yes, everyone is susceptible to a knockout. 100%, I agree with that, right? Not everybody. I mean, motherfuckers ain't walking around here real Superman on earth. I agree with that. Everybody can be susceptible to a knockout. But the probability of a nigga getting knocked out gets harder when you scrutinize a guy's willpower, right? His will and believing in himself, right? And believing that he is really a motherfucker that can't be fucked with. You won't see those guys get knocked out.
No.
I'm just saying, man. Like Floyd, that's why people, when Floyd would get hit flush, right? He was hurting several of his fights. Why do you think he never went down? And don't give me that. I think it was not Gennaro Hernandez, Carlos Hernandez. Don't give me that bullshit. Oh, Floyd did go down. His glove touched the cat. No. Carlos Hernandez didn't hurt the nigga. Floyd missed and the fucking glove hit the canvas. That's what happened there. Yeah. Don't give me that bullshit. When the fuck did Floyd actually go down, or when he got hurt, came back out in the next round, and his game plan went out the window? When the fuck did that happen? It's willpower, nigga.
Yeah, I agree.
It's IQ. It's mental fortitude. It's all of those things, right? Some guys you're just not going to see get knocked out. Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, Errol Spence, doing active fighters. Jermall Charlo, as much as I don't like that nigga, Jermall, you're not going to see those guys get knocked out. It's not going to happen. If you hate those guys and you're hoping to get knocked out, it's not going to happen. Just stop right now. Not going to happen.
No, you're right. And to even put more emphasis on your point, if y'all can't Pull up the clip. Ernie Schaefer versus Larry Holmes.
Oh man, that's a good one. Larry Holmes was dead, nigga.
He was dead.
Larry Holmes is fucking dead, bro.
In today's fight game, they're not even making the 10 count. They're stopping the fight. Yeah, he was dead. Yeah, he was Got the fuck up, survived the fight, and knocked out Schaefer.
Sure did. Now, I would submit, when Larry Holmes got knocked out by Mike Tyson, he didn't have that willpower anymore.
No.
If you watch him, this nigga was timid from the beginning of the fight.
Yeah.
He was legitimately afraid of Mike Tyson because he knew he was too old to be in the ring with that young killer. So he didn't have the goddamn willpower and got I think he got knocked out in 4 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, he did. He got knocked out. Yeah,
he got blasted away, right? But that younger version of Larry Holmes, he had that willpower. He thought he was the baddest motherfucker on the planet and truly believed it. That's why he died, was resuscitated, and got up to Ernie Schaefer. You
gotta see that shit, dog. He was gone, man. I remember the conversation. Ooh, man. Ooh. Exactly, bro. So at the end of the day, stop being prisoners of the fucking moment. Artur Beterbiev got a good win against Joe Smith Jr. No motherfucking doubt. He ran over him in 2 rounds, no doubt. But to tell me this nigga beats Andre Ward, knocks Andre Ward out, no. Stop right there.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. I remember that they were saying Canelo beats him at 168 too. I remember. This shit is just, and I know Andre Ward be at his house like, these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? I know he be thinking that way, bro. Like,
he got to, dog.
Like you could tell, I could tell by his demeanor when dumbass Mark Kriegel asked him. I think it was Mark Kriegel, maybe it was the other guy. Both of these niggas are dumb, so it don't really fucking matter. But they asked him, what would you do to beat Artur Beterbiev? If you look at Andre Ward for a second, he's like, what the fuck you mean, what would I do? That was written on his face. Then he was like, do what I normally do, motherfucker. Be me.
For real.
Be me, motherfucker. What do you think? You know what
I bet he'd be up in his house like, what the fuck is wrong with these motherfuckers, man?
God, back, just like you and I, talking about how stupid boxing fans are. That's why on the telecast he said, man, even though I didn't agree with him when he was talking about the result of Oscar Valdez and Robson Conceicao, he said live on the show, hey man, y'all fans just need to leave it to the experts. That's why he said that. I didn't agree with him because he said Valdez won. I disagreed with that. Right. But I agree with that last statement. He just leave it up to the experts because at the end of the day, he says what we say. He just says it to his wife or his homies. Boxing fans are fucking stupid.
And now, speaking of stupid boxing fans, you know what's worse than a stupid boxing fan? A dumb boxing fan in his feelings. That's what's worse than a stupid. Like, if you're just a dumb boxing fan, I can write, okay, nigga, you don't know. Right. But when you one that's in your feelings, like, are you fucking serious?
Right. The problem with this next one is a lot of cats don't understand. I mean, and listen, man, saying a fighter is ducking another fighter is speculation, right?
Of course.
The whole concept of somebody ducking somebody else is speculation. And that's why when I was in this conversation with these who the fucks, it wasn't a serious conversation to me. I was just like, hey man, here are the articles on 3kingsboxing.com where you can see that, Casemiro is calling Ndoye out, and Ndoye responds to him as if he's going to fight him, but never ever revisits the situation. And if you don't know, I'm talking about John Rio, Casemiro, and Ndoye anyway. All right.
Correct.
So they came on there, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I'm gonna read these comments, but the problem is when fans become fans of fighters, they believe ducking could never happen for the guy that they love. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is, what I'm telling them is that ducking is part of the business, bro. Everyone has ducked. The only one that I can't remember if he has avoided a particular fight, and I'm not talking about ducking, just to do nothing. Hold on. I'm not talking about ducking just to do nothing. I'm talking about ducking or avoiding a fight because there's a better business opportunity. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Now, the only one that I can't and that I can't remember if he did this, is Muhammad Ali. That's it. Everyone else, even Sugar Ray Robinson, they've ducked fighters or avoided fights for better business opportunities, man. And when you go further back, they've ducked fights because of the whole social backlash, right? You go in the 20s and shit. They've ducked fights because of the social backlash at that time, right? Oscar De La Hoya did duck. Bo, who did he duck?
He ducked Jose Luis Lopez. Jose Luis Lopez.
Jose Luis Lopez.
Jose Luis Lopez. He ducked him.
Go look it
Oscar
up.
openly admitted that he was not going to fight that guy.
Yes, he did. Go look it up. He openly admitted he would not fight Jose Luis Lopez. Absolutely. I remember that vividly, bro. Can't believe he even said that. Anyway, get back to my point. At the end of the day, bro, right? Muhammad Ali's probably the only. I have to go back and really look and see if he actually ducked somebody for a better business opportunity. I know he took the Sonny Liston fight the second time for a better business opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he's ever ducked. Let me read you these comments about what I said on the last show about Naoya Inoue ducking John Rio Casimero. So dude came on here. He was like, let me find it. I just lost his motherfucker. Okay. He came on here and said, boxing scene. When he said that, I was like, You know what I'm saying? But I still read the comment, but I was like, quoting boxing scene. But boxing scene has an article saying Casimero declined reduced pay, and Naoya was willing to take a huge pay cut to make it happen. Arum then tries to set up Jason Maloney, and John Rio Casimero, but Casimero ducks Maloney to fight Duke Micah. Y'all remember that, right? Both picked Duke Micah to win for whatever fucking reason, right? Alex Hobie, who was it that Holyfield didn't fight? Who was it? Now, this was more so Don King.
Oliver
McCall. Thank you. Moving on to my comment. But that was more so Don King, but Holyfield let it happen.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then he said, and that's how Inoue and Maloney was formed, because Top Rank tried to give Casimero Maloney, and Casimero denied that fight, right? He said that's how Inoue and Maloney ended up fighting December 2020, right? He said Maloney also confirms that it was Casimero who ducked Inoue. I don't give a fuck what Maloney confirms, but I digress. Even publicly thanks Team Casimero for ducking Inoue. I don't give a fuck what Jason Maloney says about Casimero ducking Naoya Inoue. I could give two shits about what Jason Maloney's opinion is, because he's happy he's getting the fight with Inoue. It was for a fucking title shot, bro. I don't give a fuck what he says about John Rio Casimero. I don't care about that, right? Now, let me give you guys some context. He's saying this because I said Inoue chose to fight Jason Maloney, Michael Dasmariñas, and Areem Diapan. They fucking their names up because they're nobodies.
Right.
And Naoya chose to fight those three guys over fighting John Rio Casimero. That's why he's saying this. Now, the one thing I will give him is this. The whole Casimero, Jason Maloney situation, that did happen, right? Also, the situation with Casimero denying the fight with Naoya Inoue because he wanted more money during the pandemic, that is true. But he's not the only one who did that, right?
Yep.
Amanda Serrano denied the money she was going to get to fight Katie Taylor during the fucking pandemic, right? She denied the money and dipped out, right?
Yep.
But didn't that fight get revisited recently, sir?
Yes, it did.
Sure did, right? The fight got fucking revisited. My whole point this whole fucking time for you dumbass boxing fans is that Naoya Inoue never revisited the fucking fight.
Yep. That
was my whole fucking point. You can have the Jason Maloney statement I made, okay? Fuck it. Jason Maloney was fought in Inoue because Casimero decided that he didn't want to take a pay cut and he ducked Jason Maloney. Fine. You can have that. But you still have not argued my point that Naoya Inoue never revisited the fight from 2021 till fucking April 2022 when Casemiro got stripped because Paul Butler begged he get stripped. He never revisited the fight. He fought fucking Casemiro fought Duke Micah in September, right? And then 2020. Right, September of 2020. After he beat Duke Micah, he calls out Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue fights Jason Maloney December of 2020 and walked away from John Riel Casemiro for fucking good. And we have articles all over Three Kings Boxing from 2021, actually from 2020, right?
Yep.
Going into 2021 and 2022, where Casemiro is trying to fight Naoya Inoue and Nonito Donaire. Now, we know the Nonito Donaire situation. His wife told him he can't fight him. That's Nonito Donaire, right? But Naoya Inoue doesn't have a woman running his fucking career, at least that we know, right? He never tried to fight Casemiro. Casemiro would call Inoue out. Inoue would respond on Twitter and then go fight Michael Desmarinas. Now, dude said this, right? Let me stop right there. Dude said this. You do realize the renegotiation between Casemiro and Naoya was regarding money, which Casemiro wanted and was not going to get. He put laugh out loud like he dropped a mic or something, right? Then he said, going by the way you're phrasing things, you're associated with this, right? Of course, you're pushing for it. I don't know what that fucking means, but whatever, right? Then he said, Maloney wasn't picked over Casemiro. Casemiro wouldn't take a pay cut pandemic, which Inoue was willing to do. Aram, scrap that. Maloney was offered to Casemiro. Casemiro ducked Maloney. We're beyond that. I'll give him that, right? Then he says, Casemiro even confirms he didn't accept the Maloney fight in a post-fight interview against scrub Duke Micah. Puts LOL again like he dropped the mic, right? But I'm giving him that, right? This is where it gets, where I'm not giving him shit. Casemiro going after Micah is what caused Aram to make Inoue versus Maloney instead. Casemiro was not going to not get paid for getting his ass whooped, rightfully so, cash in my opinion. Desmarinas, Michael Desmarinas, that fight was already mandated, but it was pushed back to try to make the Casemiro fight work. Why the fuck wasn't it pushed back again? So let's look at the timeline, right? We don't give a fuck about Michael Desmarinas. Nobody even knows who the fuck he is, right? Inoue fought Jason Maloney in 2020, right?
Yep.
October of 20, I said December earlier. October of 2020, excuse me. 8 months later, he fights Michael Desmarinas. You're telling me that in 8 months, and mind you, in that 8 months, Naoya Inoue is not looking for Casemiro, but Casemiro is looking for him. We have the articles. He's talking about fighting Inoue all over, calling him a bitch, calling him a pussy, doing whatever he can to get under Inoue's skin, and Inoue does not take the bait. The only thing he does is respond in a manner and saying, I fuck you up, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's it. But he never publicly states that I would fight Casemiro right now. Like he's trying to fight Casemiro right now. He never publicly states that. The only thing he says is that he would like to fight Casemiro, but he would always put Nonito Donaire at the end of that. He would always put Nonito Donaire at the end of that.
Yeah, he did.
Why do you think that? Because that's the route he was ultimately going to take even as early as fucking January 2021. Casemiro was done after 2020. As the rescheduling of that fight, right, couldn't get down. They couldn't get that fight on the docket. Inoue moved along. He said, fuck it. Now, this dude even admits that. And I'll get to that point in his comment in a minute. He even admits that Inoue moved along. My point to you, sir, is that him moving along from a champion in his division is ducking. It doesn't matter if you believe that Inoue knocks Casemiro out and before the goddamn fight starts. None of that matters.
No.
I believe Inoue beats the dog shit out of Casemiro. But at the end of the day, That dude was the WBO champion at that time. And you yourself even admitted that Inoue was moving along. So with you saying he's moving along from another champion in the division, and by 2021, we had already established that Naoya Inoue was going to fight Nonito Donaire in a rematch. We already had that established. Once Nonito Donaire beat Nordina Ubali, that shit was all but set up. That fight was all but set up, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We got the articles for that too. When he beat Nordine Ubali, right? In May of 2021, that fight was all but set up. The rematch with Naoya Inoue. Why? Because Nonito Donaire picked up a fucking belt. That's why.
Yep.
He became the WBC champion. Now in Inoye's eyes, it's, oh, wait a minute. I can fight Casemiro for the WBO, or I can rematch a guy that I've already beaten in Nonito Donaire in my motherfucking hometown. As early as May 2021, that was on Naoya Inoue's mind, dog. Let me get this comment where he says Inoue moved along. He says, I'll go back to the Des Marinez fight was already a mandatory, right?
Right.
And he said, you know, they pushed it back to get the Casemiro fight to work. They pushed it back one time to get it to work, but never tried it again. Gotcha. Right? Then he said, this is more proof that someone from Three Kings Boxing is not doing their job. Now, when you say that, that's when you become my fucking enemy, because you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, right? He was correct in terms of Maloney. That's the only thing I give him. I don't give a fuck about the fight being pushed back for Casemiro because he never pushed it back again. He instead fought him when Casemiro was asking for him as early as beating Duke Micah in September of 2020. Now, you thinking that renegotiations, if renegotiations took place, which I'm telling you they didn't in 2021 and 2022, was over money, that's for you to believe, right? But at the end of the day, by the summer of 2021, COVID-19 and the pandemic, that shit was an afterthought in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, it was.
We had crowds. We had niggas sitting next to niggas. Bitches getting macked on like they used to back in the day. All that shit was happening all over again, bro. No, I got to entertain them, Hobie. Because, listen, they're on my show. They're commenting. I'm going to entertain them, dog. Right. And I told them I was going to dissect his comments. But in May of 2021, COVID-19 was done. Pay Casemiro the money he was looking for. He no longer needed the pay cut. So that it was a pandemic. He tried to get a pay cut. He ducked Inoue at that point. Okay, fine. But what happened from the summer of 2021 to April 2022? What happened? That's my point, and that's been my point the whole fucking time. But see, niggas that are in their goddamn feelings about niggas saying that their favorite fighter is ducking, they don't know how to see the actual fucking point. That's the problem. They don't know how to see the actual fucking point. This nigga said, I'm going to continue. I ain't done yet. He said, anyway, Inoue and Casemiro go at it for months trying to get another fight going. That's in 2020. That's not in 2021.
No.
Inoue eventually gets tired of Casemiro's antics because it was Casemiro's fault the fight didn't go their way. That's still Inoue ducking him. What antics? Okay. Errol Spence should be tired of Terrence Crawford's antics. They're still negotiating for a fight that happened this year.
That's true.
It could go the other way, too. Terrence Crawford should be tired of Errol Spence's antics.
You're on the other side of the street.
You're on the other side of the street. I can stay here at PBC and fight all these guys at PBC. All the top fighters at welterweight are with PBC. I'm going to stay here and fight all these dudes. Actually, you can't get mad at them. But from the Terrence Crawford perspective, you can be like, man, that's some bullshit, right?
Yep.
It goes both ways. Terrence Crawford could say Errol Spence is on that bullshit. Errol Spence could say Terrence Crawford was on that bullshit. At the end of the fucking day, guess what? They're negotiating.
Mm-hmm.
And Inoue never went back and tried to get that fight made. Just like you just said, he was tired of his antics and moved along. He moved along. That's him ducking a unification, bruh. You get in there and you get that fight made. And you can't tell me his antics were still a problem because you just said the only reason Casemiro didn't fight him in 2020 is because of a fucking pay cut due to the pandemic. Well, in the summer of 2021, there was no pandemic. In the sport of boxing, anyway. Globally, there was. But in the sport of boxing, they were not recognizing a pandemic at that time.
No.
So he wouldn't have needed a pay cut. So what was the excuse then? What? He talked about Naoya Inoue's father or something? What the fuck? Did Naoya Inoue become Nonito Donaire and say, you're talking about my family? I'm not giving you no money. Duh, nigga! Let me move on. Then he says this, and this is what killed his comment. It's not confirmed. Done. Speculation. I don't fuck with speculation. I fuck with facts. This nigga said it's not confirmed, but it's clear that may have been the reason why Inoue and Casemiro never worked out. Speculation. So you're not even sure why that fight never got put back on the docket. You're just telling me what you fucking think. His next statement. Regardless, Casemiro would have gotten slept by Inoue. Casemiro has quit in a fight before, has a weak stomach, and stopped mid-spar due to body shots. He's still a 3-weight division champ, but not anywhere near Inoue's level. What the fuck does that got to do with anything about Inoue becoming a unified champion if he would have fought Casemiro? What does that got to do? So you're saying it's okay to walk away from negotiations in a fight because everyone already knows you're going to beat the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? You're saying that's fine. That's what he just said, Bo. Am I lying? That's what the nigga just said.
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Exactly. Niggas like these just heard to get spat in the face. Right. That's what he just said. Okay. So I told this nigga, right? I said, bro, listen, man. I told him, and this is, let me go back to it. I think I lost this motherfucker. Let me go back to it real quick. Here it is. I said, fellas, because it was him and some other cat at that time. I said, fellas, ducking is something that almost every fighter does. Mm-hmm. It is seen as a negative to the fans, but sometimes there are business implications that point in the fighter's favor if he avoids a certain fight.
Right.
In Naoya Inoue's case, fighting a ranked contender, the mandatory is Michael Desmarinas, the ranked contender is Jason Maloney, right? And the tune-up, our Aaron Diapan, right? Over unifying with Casemiro were better business decisions because it allowed Inoue to get settled into the top-ranked banner without taking any unnecessary risks before setting up the rematch with Nonito Donaire. Now, how do you not understand that? Because as I just said, as early as May, right? May of 2021, and he was saying it before that, but I'll just go to May 2021 because that's when Donaire got the WBC belt. He started putting Donaire's name as a possible fucking fight, bro. He was saying it before that, though. Understand that. But it became serious once Donaire got a belt because it allowed him another channel to become unified, and it's more money. Casemiro is not as popular as Nonito Donaire. He's not.
Nowhere close.
Doesn't matter how many Filipinos try to tell you that shit. He's not as popular as Nonito Donaire. Okay? So it's easy for him to say, oh, nigga, fuck Casemiro. We got Nonito Donaire. I already beat the guy. He's more popular, more money on the table, more people want to see that fight, and I get to fight in my hometown. Oh, that's easy work. Because he was going to fight Casemiro in the U.S.
Yeah. That's why Casemiro stayed during the pandemic.
That's why Casemiro stayed in the U.S. during the pandemic. This is too easy, dog. It's too easy. Let me keep going. I said now he will go for undisputed since garbage-ass Paul Butler has the WBO title now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said when Casemiro was still champ, that is from 2020, and probably earlier than that. I can't remember when he beat Zolani Tate, but it doesn't matter. In 2020, he was champ. 2021, he was champ. And half of 2022, he was champ, right?
Yes.
Now, here's the deal. I said this. When Casemiro was still the champ, and Inoue talked about being undisputed, but pushed the idea of moving to 122 pounds more. Now that the title has changed hands, the business model has changed. See? Now, this nigga came back with this. This is what he said. You do realize, I think I said that already. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. He came back with this. He said, he put like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I don't do this shit every day for 365 days of the year. And Inoue said if unification can't be made in 2022, he's going up to 120. I'm sorry. He said if the unification cannot be made in 2022, he's going up to 122 for 2023. That doesn't seem any more focused on unification than previously. He stopped aiming for it because Casemiro and his team made things too difficult to make the fight happen. That is speculation. How do you know that outside of you only telling me in 2020 he wanted more money during the pandemic? Same thing Amanda Serrano wanted for Katie Taylor. That's speculation, right? Then he said, and he's still got the same mindset. If Butler can't be made, he's not wasting any more time at 118. The biggest downside, if Inoue doesn't make unified at 118, he won't be mandatory for Fulton at 122, which makes that fight nearly impossible to make because of Top Rank versus PBC. Bro, what fights out there were made when it was Top Rank versus PBC?
You mean outside of Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford that we just saw? Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, or Terrence Crawford versus Felix Diaz, or Terrence Crawford versus John Molina Jr.?
This nigga's still on this whole Top Rank versus PBC bullshit. This is how much of a non-boxing fan he is. He's Wilder versus Fury. The biggest one probably recently.
Yeah,
Wilder versus
Fury. Them motherfuckers.
He's still on
Top Rank versus PBC. That's what the fuck he's stuck on? Really? Top Rank versus PBC. It's straight, you know, listen. First of all, let's get something straight. All right? Understand something. I don't fucking care about 2020. I don't fucking care about money. They never revisited this fight. He's trying to say, now we know, he said if he can't get the fight in 2022, he's gonna move up in 2023. Well, we still got 2022 going on. How do you talk about moving up for 2023 when we're still in the first half of fucking 2022? What the fuck kind of sense does that make? Shout out to 78 Sports TV. Put $10 on and say, what it do, brothers? Get ready for them dominoes in space, bro. I'll be there in Dallas in August. Hey, yo, that's what's up. Can't wait. Can't wait to get that going. Right? So, but anyway, we're still in 2022. Right? At the end of the fucking day, he waited for Dawi Inoue waited for Nonito Donaire to get a fucking belt to fight this motherfucker at the end of the goddamn day. And when he beat Nonito Donaire, has there been any mention about John Rio Casimero? Right? Now Butler has the belt. So you're speculating, well, if he can't get the fight made for Butler, then he's going to go up. That's speculation. Because I guarantee you, a motherfucker like Butler that's not that big of a threat, that's not that big of a problem, hell, he's not even probably a bigger financial thing than Casemiro. I bet you a nigga like Butler can pull all the shenanigans he fucking want. Now we know he will still take that goddamn fight. At the end of the fucking day, it does not matter what kind of shenanigans Butler pull. Now he knows he's going to take that fight. Because we're talking undisputed. We're talking the easiest path that this motherfucker can have to even get to fucking undisputed. Right? So that's what we're talking about at the end of the goddamn fucking day. All right? So when I hear you guys talk or say this shit that you guys say about, well, he tried to price himself out over fucking money. That means absolutely fucking nothing because you can always revisit a fucking fight. We've seen a lot of fighters talk that shit. Hell, Terrence Crawford even told Top Rank that they got to pay his ass more if they want him to fight without fans. So kill that fucking noise, my nigga.
I don't know what happened to my mic. That's YouTube. YouTube's like, all right, you killing this nigga. Stop, bro. Listen. At the end of the day, we got articles on 3kingsboxing.com where Noye, because he was saying, right, that Inoue only said that he would move up to 122 unless a unification couldn't be made in 2022. And he would move up to 122 in 2023. That's what he said, right?
Right.
However, we have articles on 3kingsboxing.com as early as 2021 with him stating that he would move up to 122 by the end of 2022. He mentions nothing about 2023 and 2021. But check this out, though, bro. The problem isn't him saying, I'm moving up to 122 by the end of 2022. That's not even the problem. He was wrong what he said, but that's not even the problem. The problem is that he's saying I'm going to 122 in 2021 when the fucking champion is still Casemiro. That's my fucking problem. Nigga, you shouldn't be mentioning 122 in the year of 2021. If he would have mentioned it after April of 2022, then yes, that's fine. Casemiro's no longer champ. Paul Butler's a paper champ. Fuck Paul Butler, right? I've said several times, this is the only undisputed matchup that I don't give a fuck about because Paul Butler is a paper champion. Paul Butler should be made to fight John Rio Casemiro. That's what he should be doing.
Yeah,
he should not be allowed to fight Noye Inoue for fucking undisputed, okay? But at the end of the day, the fact that he said this in 2021 tells you that his mindset is not on Casemiro. It's more so on going to 122. Jesus H. Christ, nigga. These motherfuckers is stupid. Now, I was cool with what he said, and I even told him, I said, good conversation, right? Until this nigga starts saying, somebody at 3 Kings Boxing don't know that the fuck they doing. Yeah, this nigga, LOL all over the place. Nigga, you didn't say shit. The only thing you said that I'm giving you credit for, even though it's still speculation, right, is that Casemiro wanted more money during the pandemic. I'm giving you that. The Jason Maloney shit doesn't matter because we're not talking about Jason Maloney and Casemiro. We're talking about Casemiro and Inoue. I don't care that he ducked Jason Maloney. Whatever, he ducked him. So what? Jason Maloney doesn't matter. Now he's trying to tell me the only reason why Inoue fought Jason Maloney is because Casemiro ducked Jason Maloney. But what the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he wanted more money for the pandemic. That's the reason why Inoue fought Jason Maloney. Because that's the root cause right there, dummy. It ain't because he ducked. Because he could have beat Maloney in September, and then Maloney could have came back and fought Inoue. and later on that year, you know what I'm saying, in December.
Yeah.
That could have happened.
Yeah.
So him ducking Maloney has nothing to do with nothing. The root cause is, and I'm going to help him out with his argument, Bo. I'm going to help the man. The root cause is that he wanted more money during a pandemic. That's why Inoue fought Maloney. I'm helping you out with your argument, dog, because you didn't know how to do it on the fucking chat. Now, what you don't have is a good argument, and you've even said yourself, it may not be confirmed.
Right.
You said it yourself that you don't really know why the fight hasn't happened again. But I'm telling you, as a member of the fucking media, that Noye Inoue never went back and tried to make that fight happen. He ignored Casemiro because Top Rank wanted him to go the route of Nonito Donaire. It was a better business decision. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. If I was a part of his team, I would have said the same thing. The only thing I would have put on there was, people are going to think you're avoiding Casemiro. Understand that?
Yep.
And as long as Inoue was cool with that, fuck it.
It is what it is.
Get this money. Right. But at the end of the day, he ducked. If you want to say Casemiro ducked Inoue because he wanted more money for a pandemic, fine, whatever. Okay. But Inoue still ducked Casemiro in 2021 and 2022. Yes, he did.
Yeah. But see, this is what I'm saying. When you are emotional, when you're emotional, That's why you say nobody can. We're not talking 20. We're not talking 20 fucking 20. All of 2021. As a matter of fact, and I said this, I'll say it now. Well, hell, when Nonito Donaire put out the Casamel fight, no, you know he could have been like, "Hey, yo, Casamel, bring your ass. You've been talking all that shit. Bring your ass." Yep. He could have did that. He said, "No. I'm gonna fight now. I'm gonna fight Nonito Donaire." Yep. He went for the rematch with Donaire. So at the end of the fucking day, dog, he never revisited this fucking fight. That's the goddamn problem. And Casamel's doing all he can to get. Casamel even showed one of Now We Know It, which is why his YouTube channel got shut down. This nigga showed Now You Know His pay-per-view fight on his fucking YouTube channel for free. I remember when he did that bullshit.
Yep.
So,
and what also pissed me off, the nigga said that we're slanted, we're biased, in our reporting of Naoya Inoue. Well, if we're biased, then why the fuck is that nigga right there, number 3? I would have Casemiro there or somebody. We've seen some stupid ass fucking pound for pound on top 10 list. Stupid ass ones. But I seem to have Naoya Inoue right there at number 3.
Number 3.
But we're biased and how we're handling. We're not biased, you fucking idiot. The whole the context of what we're talking about is Naoya Inoue ducking or not ducking Casemiro. So I'm only providing you articles that point to why we say Inoue ducked Casemiro. That's not all we've reported on, stupid. The context of our fucking conversation was about whether or not Inoue ducked Casemiro. You believe he didn't duck. I believe he did. And I'm providing you proof as to why he did. That's why you're only seeing those articles. Damn, these niggas are stupid, bro.
But hold on. If you're biased, if you're so biased, why is it you was one of the only people I've ever heard in 2014 saying Now We Know It should have been Fighter of the Year, not Terrence fucking Crawford?
Man, there's a Japanese dude on this fucking comment. I probably knew Inoue before he did.
That's fucked up.
He said some shit. I want more African Americans to understand how good Inoue is. Fuck up, bro. It's not just African Americans, bro. Say Americans, man.
Oh man,
stupid ass.
But see,
I'm a so-called. I don't consider myself African American. I'm not fucking African. But so-called, right? I'm a so-called African American, and I've been talking about Inoue before he had fucking 6 fights under his belt.
Yeah, you were.
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, you were. But if you know boxing, see, here's the problem that I have. If you know boxing, these kind of things is coming. They happen all the motherfucking time. All right. Lennox Lewis dropped the IBF belt where he could have fought Chris Bird and instead dropped that belt for a more lucrative fight against Evander fucking Holyfield. It happened.
Right. Lazo, that's what I'm saying. Lazo said Inoue didn't duck, but he made a business decision, but it is fair to say he ducked. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You're not even you disagree with what I said and then agree with it afterwards. That's what I'm saying. It was a better business decision, but he avoided the fight because it was a better business decision to go the way of Nonito Donaire. That is fucking common sense. If you know boxing and you're not a biased fanboy, you can see that. But you still avoided Casemiro in the end. That is ducking. Avoiding, ducking, those are interchangeable fucking terms. I hate when niggas, and I'm not talking about Lazo, but other niggas have said, no, man, he's not ducking. He just avoided him. Nigga, that's the same fucking thing. What the fuck? It's the same fucking thing.
He's not ducking. He's just avoiding.
I've actually seen that. He's not ducking. Lazo, you disagree with this statement. Inoue didn't duck. That was disagreeing with me. And then you agreed when you said, but he made a business decision, but it's fair to say he ducked. You just said that, hey, 2K, I disagree with you in saying that he ducked Casemiro, but I do agree with your perspective in terms of why you think he ducked Inoue. It's the same thing, bro. Man, Lazo, you my nigga. Don't make me get you, bro.
This statement don't help you either. It's fair or not. Inoue fair or not created this problem.
Exactly. That don't help you either.
That don't help you either. But this kind of thing been going on for boxing forever. Fighters will make better business decisions and not fight a particular fighter. This been going on throughout the history of motherfucking boxing, and we all know this. Canelo Alvarez is not fighting Dimitri Andrade because Andrade would upset the apple cart, right?
Yeah.
And took better, bigger fights. That's just a fucking fact, right? Gennady Golovkin did not fight Andre Ward because he had better, bigger fights. These are facts. I mean, I can go down the whole list. Joel Casamayor, and I seen him fight this, was not going to fight Floyd Mayweather. So what they do, the niggas fought each other. We know we're not fighting Floyd, so fuck it, let's make money fighting each other.
Yep.
That's what them niggas did.
Exactly, bro.
Right? You guys know Marvelous Marvin Hagler, my all-time great favorite fighter, hands fucking down. Him, Leonard, Hearns, and Duran all decided we're not fighting Mike McCallum. Fuck that.
Sure did.
He can upset the apple cart.
Sure
We're not fighting that nigga. Fuck that.
Mike Tyson, when George Foreman came back, Mike Tyson was on record saying, Cus D'Amato told me to stay away from that nigga.
Yes.
Not fighting George Foreman.
Yes.
I mean, that was a good business decision for Mike, right? Because he went on to have more. I mean, he had lucrative fights anyway because of who he was, but he still made money. And
yes, he did.
Business, he might have gotten knocked out by fucking George Foreman. Mike Tyson used to get winded.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking the 90s Mike Tyson, not 80s, 90s, bro. Mid-90s.
Mid-90s Mike Tyson.
Mid-90s Mike. He might have gotten stopped by George Foreman. Good business decision to avoid that nigga.
Right. George Foreman openly admitted he wasn't fighting. He was never going to fight Jerry Quarry.
Nope.
He openly admitted that. He said, I was never going to fight that guy. Yep. That was one dude I said, I'll never fight him.
My man Alex, he said, can't wait for Canelo fanboys to start using the business decision excuse. They can't use it because Canelo he didn't have a better business decision in the moves that he made. So let me think about this. What business decision, I'm put this out there, did he have in not fighting Andrade for undisputed at 160, but fighting Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, and what's his name? Billy Ho. At 168 for undisputed. The only thing I could think of, it was 3 fights versus 1 to get the undisputed, 3 much easier fights versus 1 to get the undisputed. So it was more money to be made. That's the only thing I can think of. But outside of that, I mean, it's clear that he avoided Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
And then used the excuse, I want to be the first fighter at 168, not 160, 168. To be undisputed. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, it's clear he avoided David Benavidez because as soon as David remember, Canelo had already grabbed the regular title for Rocky Fielding at 168, right? He already had that. Soon as David Benavidez got stripped, all of a sudden Canelo wanted to be undisputed 168. I'm fighting for that WBC belt. That's exactly what he did. He was soon as Benavidez didn't have it. Oh yeah. I want that belt now.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. Emmanuel Stewart openly admitted I kept Lennox Lewis from left-handed fighters. Right. They were too difficult.
Exactly. Never fought left-handed fighters. My man Zoe said Tyson also said he wanted to beat Foreman after he died of old age. This was after the Buster Douglas fight.
That's right.
Right. Or I'm sorry, before he died of
old age. Right.
Let me ask you this, Lord Zoe, because you're saying that to counteract what I said. What actually happened? Did Mike Tyson fight George Foreman?
No.
So whose statement holds more water, yours or mine? Because Mike Tyson could have fought anybody he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But he never fought George Foreman. Why? Because he said he didn't want to fight him.
Yeah.
Why it didn't happen?
No. He never fought Oliver McCall either.
Didn't
or
fight
Riddick
Oliver
Bowe.
McCall because of the training session.
Yep.
Right?
Or Riddick Bowe.
Didn't fight David Tua because of the risk.
Yep.
Right? They wanted him to fight Tommy Morrison early in Morrison's career, but that didn't happen. I'm not going to speculate on why, but the Morrison fight ended up on the docket to happen, and I think it was at 96 or 97, but Morrison caught AIDS and shit.
Right, yeah.
No, it wasn't he went to prison. No. I don't know what he's talking about. He went to prison, but
talking about Mike Tyson went to prison.
But I don't know what he's talking about in what fight he didn't fight. But I know in regards to Tommy Morrison, Don King had a 3-fight deal for Tommy Morrison, where one of those fights, or the last fight, was going to be Tommy Morrison. But Tommy Morrison, the first fight of that multi-fight deal, caught AIDS and was banned from boxing. So the Mike Tyson fight was there, but much later, after Morrison had already been fucked up several times. Mercer and I forgot the other guy's name.
Ray Mercer and
I can't remember the other guy. Ben, can't remember his name, dog. But
the guy that beat him, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, after them two fucked him up, I mean, Tommy Morrison was no more. You know what I'm saying? Alex said, did Tyson duck Tua? I'll put it to you this way. Speculation there too. But in the 90s, everyone was asking for that fight, man.
Yeah.
Everyone was asking for that fight.
Yeah, they were.
And Tyson did not entertain, just like Inoue didn't entertain Casemiro in 2021 and 2022. Tyson did not entertain David Tua.
No, he did not.
They were asking for that fight.
He did not. And I remember being around, and I remember being one of the cats asking for that motherfucking fight. Now, it didn't help that David Tua lost to Ike Beabucci. That didn't help.
Well, they wanted Tyson to fight him before Beabucci.
Yeah, I was about to say, but before that, you're right. No.
Now, when the Beabucci fight happened, it was, the intrigue was no longer there. Right?
Exactly.
But they wanted him to fight Tyson before that. And that Mike Tyson Don King and Mike Tyson never entertained that.
Nope.
So, what you want?
Sometimes no answer is an answer, nigga.
Agreed.
What do you think of David Tua? Well, I got a fight coming up, though. You know that, right? It's going to be against...
I'm about to get you again. This nigga said, George said on Max on Boxing. Nigga, Max on Boxing fucking 20 years later. Max on Boxing 20 fucking years later, nigga. Shit, 30 years later almost. We talking about at that time. George Foreman ain't never said that shit publicly. But Mike Tyson did.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, he did. I'm just saying, though, it happens a lot in boxing. Hell, we just told y'all about the whole Lomachenko taking a franchise belt, right? Instead of him fighting Devin Haney. Now, that's more top rank than anything. But here's the difference. Guess what fight they're revisiting now? Why? Because Haney's now with top rank. We can make the fight now. Haney's not with top rank. Shit. Exactly, Maurice Hooker ducked everybody in the WBSS tournament. He was in, then pulled out. Fuck it.
Fuck it, I'm going another route and get knocked out.
Got right off of me all this money to do what? Fuck it.
I'll just get knocked out by Jose Ramirez. Fuck it.
Yeah. They offered that nigga a boatload of money. He said, what? Oh, fuck it. Fuck it.
Man, let me go back to this before we leave, man. Shot from man 78. He said, what to do, brothers? Get ready for them dominoes and spades. I'll be in Dallas in August. Hey, dog, I'm going to hit him up after this. If you in Dallas, bro, get ready to get your money took, nigga. Get ready to get your money took.
Oh, man. My brother, man. Shout out to everybody out there. But look, man, yeah, like you said, man, at the end of the day, it's the sport of boxing. You can look around business moves that are being made, right? And they make them in the interest of business. This is why they make these moves. Hey, you're telling me what did we crucify Angel Garcia for? Why we fight Keith Thurman for $1 million? We can fight Rod Salka and get $1 million.
Right.
That was him giving you the insight of the business.
That's a duck. Until he eventually fought him later on at welterweight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, how can he duck a fighter when he ended up fighting him later? Nigga, a duck is yeah. It's periodic, right? It depends on that moment in time, fool. Damn, these niggas stupid, bro. Just because he fights the nigga later doesn't mean he never ducked him before. Damn,
bro. Right, like a duck don't mean it's permanent, nigga. It's It's not permanent. We talking about at that time. This is what the nigga did.
At that time, bro. Right. God damn, man. Keith Thurman might end up fighting Errol Spence at some point, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that doesn't mean he never ducked him when he was the fucking unified champion. Also, by the way, that was a better business decision as well.
Yes, it was, because he wound up fighting Sean Porter and Danny Garcia for more money.
Errol Spence, that was still a better business decision because Keith Thurman was looking for the more lucrative matchups, right?
Right.
He was the unified champion. He was looking for more lucrative matchups than a prospect or a top contender coming up with no belt.
Yep.
So that was a better business decision. So, God, everyone does it. Some people duck because they're afraid to lose at that O. Some people duck because there's better business implications in the long run. But at the end of the day, every fighter has ducked somebody, probably with the exception of Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's some more out there, but Muhammad Ali is the only one that I can think of right now.
Yeah.
That has possibly never ducked a fighter, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
Even Floyd has ducked matchups.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Williams, he could have fought fucking Antonio Margarito. He didn't fight Margarito because there was a better business decision with him fighting Carlos Baldomir,
for the
lineal fucking champion, because stupid ass Zab Judah lost to him.
And before you niggas say, well, he fought Zab Judah after he lost to Baltimore, because Floyd had already had a contract that he signed to fight Zab Judah. Zab just happened to lose to Baltimore, but the contract was still fucking binding.
They're expecting Zab to walk all over Judah. So they didn't even put no stipulation like, if you lose, nigga, you lose this fight. They didn't even do that.
They didn't do that.
You know what I'm saying? So he was supposed to walk all over Carlos Baldomir and didn't, but they still had to fight him. It was in the contract.
Yeah.
But he took on Baldomir instead of fucking Margarito, who they were clamoring they wanted Floyd to fight at that time, because Baldomir was the lineal champ and had the WBO title. I mean, he had one of the titles on. I think it was WBO. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was one of them.
So, yeah, Floyd avoided, ducked, however you want to say it, Margarito and Paul Williams, in my opinion.
Yep.
And he never revisited the fight with Paul Spadafora. That fight was on the bill.
Yeah, that's
remember
true.
that?
Yeah,
they
I remember
negotiated, signed it, and everything. But Paul Spadafora decided to beat up his girlfriend and went to prison. Then when he got out, Floyd never revisited that fight. That fight could have been revisited.
Yep.
He never did it.
Hey, man. All right, man. Y'all want to see a dead body?
See this shit every day. You don't fucking laugh out loud and somebody ain't doing their job. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. Talking about apples and I'm talking about oranges, nigga.
Y'all want to see a dead body? Well, you know, in 2020, okay, what about 2021? But 2020, what about 2021?
Well, he told you about 2021. He said, well, now it hasn't been confirmed. About 2021 and half of 2022. Nigga conceded right there in the chat to what I was saying and didn't even realize it. Stupid, bro. And then something at the bottom. Yeah, dog, that's right. You know what I'm saying? That nigga did duck Maloney. What the fuck does that got to do with anything?
Yeah, right. We're talking about Inoue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking Inoue. And I guarantee you the same money he got for Maloney, he probably got for Duke Micah. So what the I don't care, but we're talking about Inoue. What does Maloney have to do with Inoue?
With Casemiro versus Maloney, right?
Exactly, right. Well, like,
I don't know what like I said, the root cause was Casemiro didn't want to take a pay cut during the pandemic. Casemiro Maloney has nothing to do with nothing. That's why Inoue fought Maloney, because he didn't want to take a pay cut. He should have took the pay cut, but didn't. Now Inoue moved on to Maloney. That's why.
Right. Whatever, man. All right, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com, man, for the latest. What's going on in any sport of boxing, man? Shout out to all y'all that was here. Hey, man, listen. Life hits niggas. All right. So, but hey, we will be back. All right. You know, y'all just keep your shit on. We'll definitely motherfucking be back, but be ready when we come back. And if you want to come to our videos and leave these old fucked up comments, this is what's gonna happen. All right, Prodigy, take us out.
Y'all know what to do, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Facebook.com/3kingsboxing, man. Also, if you like this channel, you like what you hear on here, hit that subscribe button on Prodigy of Boxing Talk on YouTube. Also hit that notification bell, let you know when we go live, man. Also, man, hit me up, chats. You know, you can comment on the video. Hit me up on Facebook chat. That's where I'm at. Mostly, I won't go anywhere else. But hit me up on one of them too. Hey, you got a bone to pick? Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But don't be getting into that shit. Oh yeah, you know, LOL, huh? 3 Kings Boxing don't know what they're talking about. All that shit, because I fuck you up after that. You know what I'm saying? Just have a fucking conversation with me and we cool. You disagree? Bet. You agree? Bet. I don't care either way. But don't say shit about my fucking brand. Because at the end of the day, nobody's fucking with us. That's why boxing scene got us blocked. Because they can't fuck with us. We ain't even do nothing to them niggas. Them niggas said, oh, we blocking them. Fuck that. Them niggas putting out way too much content. Them niggas know way too much about boxing. We can't fuck with them niggas. Get rid of them. See? Nobody fucks with us, bro. So if you got a problem, you can hit me up, disagree, agree. I don't give a shit. But don't talk about the brand because I'll fuck you up live, bro. I don't care if you're here. You know what I'm saying? Don't give a shit about you being here. I'll fuck you up live. Appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody in the comment section, everybody that donated. Appreciate y'all cats, man. Until the next one, we out this bitch.